Hey, beautiful people, you're welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you back. For our returning subscribers, thank you very much. Really appreciate you. And if you're new on our channel, this is the face behind Believer's Guide here on YouTube. And what we do is to share Christian based informations, gospel songs, trending news, devotions, anything gospel, and also Christian reviews. The part one of this movie came out about 9 months ago, and the part two is set to be released on the 26th of May 2024 by 6 p.m. So I want to make a movie review of the part one because the part two is yet to be out. I made some jottings and I would like to read out the jottings and I will say one or two things as time permits me. But first, I would like us to read Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21 to 23. It says, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. So the first thing I noted down in my jottings there, I said wife or husband, as the case may be, plays a major role in making their spouse fulfill purpose. They play a major role in also making them to stay righteous and also to stay faithful. And that is why I read Ephesians chapter 5 verse 21 to 23, talking about how we, both husband and wives, should be able to submit, to themselves, to cater for themselves in order not to allow the devil to come in. Now, his wife, that is Michael, which happened to be the lead actor of this movie. Michael's wife didn't help matters at all. The husband complained that out of 5 days, the wife turns him down 3 times, even more, I mean sexually. So it is true that someone can be tired, but when you tell your spouse, let's have something today, and the wife or the husband says, I'm tired, you can still understand. But when it starts getting too much of I'm tired, things can happen. Terrible things can happen. There's a way people tend to hold themselves. Women sometimes are the ones that can actually stay without sex for a longer period of time, while in some cases it is the men. But in this case, we have been made to know that Michael was someone that is like the weaker vessel and is always wanting to have something with his wife, but his wife on the other hand always gives excuses. So that was the first thing that gave the devil the chance to come in. The second thing I noted is that Michael himself was not observant enough. And then the Bible says we should not live by bread alone. Bread in this case can be in context of food, can be in context of sex, can be in context of your hobbies, can be in context of anything you find comfort in doing. You should not always think that you would always have your way. So there should be a kind of discipline that can make you stay even when your comforts are not made available to you. So we cannot say the wife should be blamed 100%. He also has his fault in that case. So I said he wasn't observant. Three things warned him before he fell into damnation. The first is that the lady that happened to cause this whole issue, the side chick that he met that caused this whole problem for the family, this man noted himself that this lady is always standing by the roadside at odd hours of the day. So you should know that somebody's standing, and you've seen this lady the first time, the second time you passed by her, and you keep seeing her there. You should know that she has an agenda. First Peter chapter 5 verse 8 said that we should be vigilant, we should be sober, that our enemy, that is our adversary, the devil, is roaming about seeking whom he may devour. But he wasn't vigilant about this. So because the wife turned him down, he had to one day stop by the lady and ask the lady to come in. But as the spirit ministered to him that what you have done, this thing you're about to do is going to boomerang, he told the lady to come down. And the lady said, okay, so you are telling me to come down? So you want to go and meet your wife that starves you again? How did she know that the wife starves him? So that should be another way to like tell him that something is happening. This girl is not ordinary, but he turned it down. The third thing is that when they got to the hotel environment and they were supposed to get a room, the hotel attendant tried to speak with him, to know the kind of room he wants and all that. And he said, just give us a room. Like, us? Are you with someone? Like, is someone coming after you? He said, can't you see the person beside me? And the hotel attendant was like, the lady beside you? That is like telling you that there is nobody beside you. So he came in with a spirit unknowing to him, but he was so, because he was sexually, that's what the Bible says, lost. It covers your eyes, it covers your understanding. If you're not careful, it runs you down. You wouldn't know even if you are falling into a pit. So he didn't count it as anything until, and the lady made him to know that there's no escape route for you, that she is in him and also he is also in her. And that's why we need to know that anytime we talk about sex is not something that people see, we youths of these days, we see it as something just to have fun. No, we are being made to know by our spiritual leaders that sex is something that when you go into it, you are exchanging vows, you are exchanging covenants, you are dropping something out of you into the other person, while the other person is also dropping something out of him or her into you. So it is something that should not be taken with levity. Another thing that I noted down is that when you fall into sin, it makes you a slave to the devil. The devil then becomes your master and tries to make you fall into more sins. But you actually think that he likes you and is giving you gifts. The devil is so good at giving you a hen and collecting a cow, if not an elephant. After the spirit has put him into bondage, he made use of his son as sacrifice because of quest for power, more power. He lost his marriage, he lost his only son. That is how far the devil can go when he wants you to perish. Another one here is, I said, beware of evil tongue speaking. Not all tongues are from God. The spirit that he slept with, that is Michael slept with, the spirit's name is Miokukusheshe. And the lady, the spirit in quotes, told Michael that anytime he's performing duties, anytime he's performing on the altar, I said performing because he is not a real pastor. God didn't send him to be a pastor. He only has the intention and the wish to be a pastor. Not that God picked him. And that's why there's this popular saying, and that's why I wrote a song talking about qualifies the called. That is, God qualifies the called. He doesn't call the qualified. I wrote a particular song and the context of that song says, God does not call the qualified, but he qualifies the called. So in this case, Michael was not the called, but he intended to be one. And that is why his quest, his thirst for this mission, his quest for the ministry was what actually ruined the whole thing. Now, the lady said, anytime he wants to perform miracles in church, he should call his name. So he is calling the name as if he's speaking in tongue and saying, Miokuku Sheshe, Miokuku Sheshe, Miokuku Sheshe. not knowing that he was actually calling or invoking an evil spirit. So we should be very careful not to fall into such prophets' hands. And the last one, I said, the moment you can find someone to help you, then accept the help because the devil never lets you go. By the time you decide to end it all, it's going to be too late. Yeah, the pastor, the good pastor that he met, was trying to tell him that I know you have put your hand into so many evil things, but I can help you. But you cannot serve two masters. You need to stand now and declare your love for Christ so that he can save you. And the man tried to help him, that is the pastor, but he refused. He still went ahead. Assuming he has stood his ground and said, I'm tired of this, I want you to help me. The pastor would have tried his best to bring him out, and it would not have ended the way he has ended. We don't know where part two is going to end. We don't know what part two is all about, but I think there are some lessons that we have learned here, that husband and wife should try as much as possible not to give ground to the enemy. So we should always pay attention to little details. Pay attention to every little details, because God might be using that to save us. Okay, so I have a question for us. There are some people that actually loves the ministry and they want to do a lot for God, but God didn't call them. Are we saying they should turn down their love for Christ? How do you think these people can actually fulfill, their desire of going into the ministry, that it won't boomerang? What do you think will happen in part two? Do you think we can actually help God? If you have stayed to this moment, please do well to like this video. And don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section. God bless you. See you in my next one. Bye.